across the region from Beeville all the way down to Kingsville, Rockport looking great, even downtown Corpus Christi with our 6 WeatherBug network. Just Texas blue skies all across the region. In fact, as we look at our Rockport 6 WeatherBug out at the Maritime Museum, just gorgeous out there with those temperatures into the middle 70s, and we'll be looking for those highs to get right into the upper 70s later on this afternoon, and a brisk wind out of the east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. But notice as we go throughout the evening, those temperatures will really begin to start to go down back into the mid 60s, and again just a couple of high clouds across the region. Beautiful Corpus Christi looking bay right there from our First Community Bank 6 WeatherBug. We're at 75 degrees, the dew point at 53, and that northeasterly wind checking in at 14 miles per hour. We have 70s all over the place. Certainly good news. It just feels just right in Beeville, 70 there, 74 out at the Naval Air Station. The water temperature at the Packery Channel is back down into the upper 60s. Now these dew points, they were in the 20s and 30s yesterday, so they are on the increase, and they're going to continue to be on the increase as we head into the next couple of days. Still in the 40s and 50s. But that's still dry to comfortable, especially for South Texas standards. And as we look at the 24-hour changes compared to yesterday, notice a little bit drier near the coastline. But as you make your way inland, anywhere between 3 to 10 degrees higher than 24 hours ago. Again, just an indication that the humidity is on the rise. As I mentioned earlier, still breezy right along the coastline here. The winds are not so bad inland, but these winds are also going to cause a coastal flood advisory. The National Weather Service, I should say, has issued a coastal flood advisory for the islands off of Nueces County and on into Clayburgh County as well. So boaters and mariners do use caution out there. Some of that water could make its way inland as we go in throughout the afternoon. Speaking of that, if you head out to Padre and Mustang Island, we'll look for those temperatures right in the middle 70s. Lots of sunshine there. The sea's 3 to 5 feet. The bay's slightly to occasionally choppy, and the rip current risk is going to stay low across the region. There's hardly a cloud in the sky for us to see here on the satellite and radar composite. More cloud coverage as you head off to the west of us, but still high pressure is in control at this point, and that's all because of this right there, that H. We have that clockwise flow that starts to come around it. The further that goes off towards the east of us, the more humidity that we'll start to see across the region. That'll do a couple of things. That'll start to raise the temperatures a little bit, even though not bad, a couple of degrees above seasonal average, and it'll also start to increase the cloud coverage as well. But for the time being, it's pretty cold up into the northeast, and that frontal boundary, that's where that's going to stay. But this particular front here, that's the one we're watching, a pretty large storm in nature, but it's Pacific in nature, and as that pushes off into our region over the next couple of days, it's going to draw more moisture. Again, that's going to drive in the humidity here. But notice all across the U.S. pretty nice, with the exception of where that frontal boundary is going through, bringing some snowfall up in the Rockies. But until then, notice that cloud coverage that starts to increase here. So as we look at the 7-day forecast, 77 for today, 54, 79 on Wednesday. Then as we head into the end of the week, on into the weekend, those overnight lows come up into the 60s, highs in the 80s, and then that front comes in late Sunday and on into Monday. Stay with us, folks. We have more Chris 6 News at noon coming up.